What is going on YouTube? Hayden here, and in today's episode I'm going to show you how to install a front and rear dash cam on your sedan, SUV, truck. It really doesn't matter. My friends over at Viofo sent me the A329S, their flagship dash cam of this year, to review, to test out, and to show you guys how to install it. Now, a couple of months ago, I actually had posted a video installing another Viofo dash cam, but I only showed you how to install it cleanly in the front. But this time, I'm gonna show you how to wire it really nice in the front and the back of your car, because what's better than one dash cam? Well, that's two. So for those that don't know, Viofo is my absolute favorite dash cam that I have in every single one of my cars. As you guys can see behind me, I have my Audi RS3, and I have Viofo's front and rear dash cam in this car. This is the older model. So as you can see, I have the Viofo dash cam tucked away right over there in the corner with the polarizer on it. And the reason I love these cameras so much is how OEM they look. So this is our newest car. This is the 2025 Mazda CX-50 Hybrid. Because it's so new, I of course need to have it protected. And we're gonna have to install the Viofo dash cam on the front and also on the back. And this one's going to be a bit interesting because, as you guys can see, the way the rear trunk is, there's really no way to mount a dash cam except for maybe right here, which means we're going to have to kind of run these wires through here, which is going to be a bit interesting. But if you have an SUV, this will hopefully help you on how to do that. So the team over at Viofo sent me a lot of stuff that I want to unbox and show you guys. For starters, we have the official, you can see right here, A329S dash cam, and this is a 4K UHD plus a QHD plus another QHD dash cam. This is the full-blown, full coverage dash cam, which means we have a front-facing dash cam, a rear-facing dash cam, and a cabin dash cam to record everybody in your car. So if you're doing Uber, Lyft, or some sort of shuttle service, you're protected from everything because everything is going to be recorded. It is 4K, Starvis 2, Wi-Fi with a SSD storage, which is also very awesome. So not only do we have this, but we have a couple of other things that they've included. They sent over a 64 gigabyte micro SD card, which we're going to need to install. We also got the Dashcam HK4 Hardwire kit, which if you guys want to see me use this and install it, you can go check out my previous episode, which I'll link either here or here, so you can see how to install this cleanly. I'm not going to be using this today because I actually purchased something else, which will make the installation process much easier. But I also have a couple of other goodies that they sent me. Super excited to install these. We have a circular polarizing lens filter, and then we also have a wireless Bluetooth remote. You can actually, stick this anywhere in your car and you press the button and it will automatically lock whatever you're recording so that it doesn't get overridden and deleted, which is cool. And then we also have a battery for the wireless Bluetooth remote, which is cool. And now what I'm going to be doing when it comes to installation is using something called the dongar. This is super cool because I'm installing this on a Mazda CX-50. I want to hardwire it a bit easier. I actually want to hardwire it right into the upper part where the mirror is on the car. I have an auto dimming mirror, so I can tap into the power in that by using this device here, which I'll also link down in the description below. You can get all of this stuff down in the description below. It's super cool. But this super little device here will help me out greatly because I'll be able to actually send power directly to the camera instead of hardwiring a cord and sending a cord all the way around the car into the fuse box, which I don't want to do. But definitely make sure to check out the dongar as well, because if you have a Mazda, a Toyota, and there's tons of other brands, you can buy a specific kit for your car and you can use this, which is really, really, really cool, and it makes the installation process so much easier. So I just want to clarify that this dongar is not affiliated in any way and did not come with what Viofo sent me. I picked this up separate from Amazon, and this is universal, but it is specific. The wiring harness that's in here is specific for the Mazda CX-50, and you can go down in the description and click on this and then search for your car and see if it has it. Dongar makes a ton of adapters for hundreds of cars, so there's a good chance that they have yours, but this is going to make installation so much smoother. We're going to just take this apart. It's very easy, and we're going to just unclip it and install the wiring harness that this comes with. Right in here, And you have to have an auto dimming mirror, but you know, I think it's different for each car. So let's get started installing the dash cam. We need to unbox the A329S kit, see what it comes with, because we're gonna need obviously the camera and the wires in here in order to even, you know, start the installation process. But let's see what it is that they, you know, include in here. So for starters, we got the quick start guide, and we have the after sales help. So I guess some warranty information over here. We have 3 things included, which is super cool. We have obviously the dash cam itself, and this is slightly bigger, believe it or not, than the other dash cams. So this is really nice, and you could just tell this is high quality. And I also love how flush these things sit when you would be mounting it. It's like you don't even know it's there, which is the best part. But you also get a few things. This is certainly the bigger model compared to the other ones that they have. It's almost like twice the size, which is crazy. Next up, we have this I believe is the rear dash cam. Yep, it has it labeled on the side. This is the rear dash cam, which is fully adjustable, which is super cool with 3M tape. And then lastly, I'm sure, is the interior dash cam, which plugs right in, that cabin dash cam. And this looks almost identical as well to the rear, but this is a fisheye lens, which will give you a much better view of the inside of the cabin. And then all the way at the bottom, we have all the wires that you'll need. These are different wires than traditional dash cams here. These are kind of like AV input wires, super tiny. They're not USB-C or anything, but the actual camera itself is a USB-C, which they give you right here. Polarizer lens. We have a trim removal tool, which we'll need. And then we have the actual wire for the dash cam itself. So it comes with 2 different wires. We have a short wire, and then we have the long wire. What you want to do first is you want to figure out where you want this mounted. I've been deciding, I don't know if I want it over here, but I think I'm going to end up putting it over here. It's less of a distraction from me driving. So we have to test it and see if it's going to be mounted in a good spot. And in order to do that, you're going to go into the kit, and all the way at the bottom of this kit, we're going to get our wires, and we're going to loosely test and make sure that we have it in the right spot. And we can adjust this now, because it's going to be much easier now to adjust and move stuff than it will be later. So as you guys remember, inside this kit here, we have a couple of things. We have our cigarette lighter charger, whatever you want to call it, and then we have the long cable, which we could use. Theoretically, you could just do this. You could just run this cable and you wouldn't have anything else left to install. You know, we have 2 different options here. We have the dash cam, and then we have a Type-C. So it actually frees up an extra port, which is pretty cool. And it tells you which one you want to plug it into. For me, plug it in right over here. And they give you a long enough wire where you could theoretically run this wire and hide this in the trim, but we're not going to do that. We're only going to use this temporarily to see the view of this camera and make sure we have it in the right spot. You can see on the side here, you're just plugging this in right here. And then we're just going to start the car. And we should have full power going to the Viofo dash cam. We also have to, it's telling us we got to install the, that's so funny. Where is it? The SD card before we do anything else. Let's get this in. You're gonna have to really push it with your nail. I can't even do it. There we go. All right, and now we should be good. So all that's left is just positioning this, making sure it's in a position that we like, and then we're gonna peel the tape and install it, and I'll show you the next step. When you're happy with where you want it mounted, we're just gonna peel off this 3M tape here. You guys gotta be careful, because once it's on there, it's going to be on there. There's really no getting this back off. It's going to be pretty difficult. So you really want to take your time and get this exactly where you want it mounted. We're going to put it at kind of right in the middle, because I don't want the black to show. These have a quick release mount, which is really nice. You can actually just slide it out, and you can fully pull this camera off. And then when you're ready, you can just put this right back on. You line it up, and you slide it back in, and that's super cool. And we're gonna need that because we're gonna have to start to reinstall this part, the hardwire, into the car. This is for the rear dash cam, not the front. The front dash cam actually comes included in the kit, which is super cool. It's not an additional accessory. It's at the bottom, right over here. And we can install this now. It just kind of pops over just like that, fits real nice and snug. And then we can peel the cover off, and it's actually adjustable, I believe. Oh, it even shows you, if you check this out, how you should be installing this. There's a white line, and then there's a line on there. Line those up just like this, and now you know you have it installed properly. That is really nice. All right, so as you guys can see, we're gonna be using this 10-pin Type E Dongar kit here. This is amazing. We got the little accessory right here. And then on the underside, we have everything that we need as well. And we're gonna use this little device here and the supplied wiring harness to tap in to our mirror right here. It's very easy to do, it's very simple. So I'll show you how to do that right now. Using the supplied trim tool, you kind of want to just get this in between the panels. Oh, and look at that. Just pull this sideways. And then we can kind of pull this other one sideways. Now we want to look for our, a similar connector to this. There should be only one. So the connector is right over here for my car. We're just going to disconnect this, push it in and pull. And just like that, we've disconnected it. And now we can install the wiring harness. You're gonna plug the cable, the connector that we have, right into here, and it is a perfect fit. You're gonna connect the OEM connector right into here, and now we're pretty much hijacking power. And now we're gonna plug this little guy into the dongar, which is this device here. There you go. And now we can plug USB-C to USB-C. Very neat. And this can go on this side of the camera like that. You can turn the car on and we should be able to get power. Let's see if the dash cam turns on. And yep. And look at that. We are now getting power to the dash cam. And now all we have to do is cleanly, tuck all these wires and put it all away, and we'll be good to go. And then we'll just work on the rear dash cam. Look at how much simpler this was to put together than actually running a whole wiring harness all the way through and then into the cigarette lighter. So let's just put this together, turn the car off. We don't need no problems. And let's see if, we lose power, so you don't get that overnight parking for several minutes after you turn the car off. It's fully shut off when the car turns off. So that's a feature that you lose. But if you want those additional features, which, some people do, some people don't, I don't, you go back and forth, you'll have to then install that other Hardwire kit into the fuse box. All right, so I just got done installing the dash cam. You can see I've wired it going right through here. I kind of shoved that little box right up in the corner here when you take it off. And then I had to use a bigger wire. The wire that little dongle came with was too small, so I used the 1-foot wire the Viofo came with. And you can see we have that perfectly set up. It's in the perfect spot. And there was no room really to get that right angle one in, so I used the straight one. You can actually plug it in right into the GPS monitor right on the top, right there. And then I kind of just fished it right up through here so you can barely even notice the cable. I actually think it looks awesome here. Now the next step is going to be routing the rear. So it's going to be interesting wiring the rear dash cam onto this car because it's an SUV. I'm used to installing them on, sedans. So my thought here is we're going to put it like right here, but then I think we're going to have to run the cable like through this in some way. We can't do it over here. We're going to have to go through over here. I'd rather not send a wire straight up. So maybe we fish it through here and then it comes out like right over here. That's my only thought. If I come up with another idea, I'll let you know, but we're gonna mount it here. This seems like the perfect spot. And I'm just gonna run the wire straight through the car and make sure we have everything working before I, hide the wire through the side of the car, which I'll show you. So check it out, just for testing purposes, I ran the wire through the car. You can see right here, and it's going right up. And you can see we actually have the rear dash cam appearing on the top left of the screen. All right, so I have the rear view dash cam mounted up. It is perfectly straight. I aligned it right in the middle with this, and I have it as close to the window as possible for the best view. And the way I aligned it was I had my fiance sit in the driver's seat and look out at the dash cam to view the screen. I sat right over here with this, the hatch closed, and I just kind of moved this with my hands back and forth until she told me that she liked it over here. And we can obviously adjust that. That's not a problem. And then just a key point here to use this as a demonstration, you can't mount this way. So for example, like if you mounted it like this in reverse, you'd have the camera upside down. So you have to make sure it's mounted just like this so that you have it the correct way. Otherwise, your video is going to be upside down. So that is a very important thing to remember. Quick update, as you can see, I fished this wire through and we were able to unclip this right here. There are clips on the inside, so you can't remove this from the outside, but if you can get your hand in from this way, you can just push this inner part down and it will easily come off. I can't get that one out without dropping the headliner, which I don't want to do, but just fishing this through, I mean, you can see right over there, it is through. I don't know if this is going to load. I don't know if you can see that, but it is hanging right there. So we're just going to grab it using this tool right here. This is one of these grabby, extendy things, very useful for this type of work. And then I also have this kit, which comes in handy, some plastic trim tools, so we don't damage anything, like getting some of these clips out. So check it out, wire that we have here, which we're going to figure out what to do with all this extra. Probably tuck it in right here, super easy, but we fed it through here and I've pulled it out from over here. And now we can officially run this through the side here, all the way to the front of the car, super easy, probably through the floor. Be very easy to do. So right from here, I've managed to fish my tool all the way through and just pulling some of these trims apart. We have it right over here. So now we're just gonna feed this wire through and hopefully be able to pull it out on that side. And then the rest is gonna be super easy. And if my tape job is good enough, and I can hopefully slowly pull this, yep, there we go, through and not lose the cable. Check it out, here we go. And I taped it up. So now we can just thread more wire through. And now before we test it out, we have to put on this rear polarizing lens, which should fit right over it. Next, we have this wireless Bluetooth remote control, which is actually really cool because if you look at it, this is pretty far away from me as a driver. So to have to go like this, and then you can't even see it because the mirror blocks it, and then find the alert button is kind of dangerous. And this solves that problem. And I actually think it's really neat because of how kind of convenient and cool it looks. You can see, I mean, I've never seen this before, but this is really freaking cool. And I have the perfect spot for it to put this. So to get this to work, we're just gonna pull it out. So it says in order to pair this to our Viofo dash cam, you can see how when I press the button, it's red. We need to hold this button for 3 seconds, and once that red light turns blue, then it has officially paired with the dash cam. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3. We're blinking red. That's not good. But hopefully, oh, there we go. It's blue. So that should mean we now have it paired. So let's see what happens when I press this. Oh, perfect. That is so simple. Check that out. Wow. Okay, and then on top of that, we have on the side, I believe, the microphone button. So let's try that. Nope, that's the Wi-Fi. I think I pressed it wrong. Wi-Fi enabled. We're gonna turn the Wi-Fi off, and then I think it was the top button. Wi-Fi disabled. Is it the top button? Yep. Voice recording disabled. Yeah, so the top button on the side here, right up here, this is the microphone. So if we press that, that is so freaking cool. I wish they had this on the other cameras, but you can see only, I guess, this one, unless they've updated the older ones. You can see if you go down to system settings, click on that, you can see Bluetooth button function, and then you can control, you can pretty much set the buttons to do whatever it is you want. They don't have to just do what they say. The action button too, you can have that set to taking a photo, to turn on and off the microphone, to power the device off. I mean, there are tons and tons and tons of options here, but we're going to leave it alone as I like the action button to do what the action button was meant for. And lastly, for the sake of the video, because this kit does come with all 3, I'm just going to install the interior cabin, what do you call it, camera here. Super simple. This is it. You get the wires underneath here. We'll get this out. So check it out. Here is our interior fisheye lens. And for the sake of the video, we're just going to plug this in just to see what it all looks like so you guys get the full experience of what having a 3-channel camera is. All right, so we're powering on. Let's see where 3 cameras. Oh, I just felt it kick on. Yeah, so there you go. So I'm upside down. We're going to have to turn it this way. Now this is the proper way to have it, just like that. And you can see me right up over here. So we are recording. So that's pretty cool with the microphone on as well. So on this car in specific, if you wanted to access the fuse box, it's right over here. You could see pull fuse box. You just pull this down, and then if I believe just pull this right over here, and now you have access to all your fuses, and you would just go and test all of these like I showed in my other video and figure out which one is live and which one is only on when accessory mode is on. And then you would find a ground, which you can see is right up all in here. This would be your ground wire right up in there, that bolt all the way up there if you can reach it, or honestly any of the bolts up in here would be fine. So check it out. This is the fisheye dash cam. Who knows where we're gonna put this, whether it's here, whether we want it up over here. I'm not too sure, but it certainly does give you a full-blown cabin view. I kind of like it. Maybe you could probably, oh, that's actually pretty neat. Maybe somewhere on the mirror. I don't even know, though. You're going to have to play around with it, figure out where exactly you want it. I almost think it might even be cooler if it was attached to the camera itself, but otherwise, it is a very, very nice fisheye interior camera lens. So if you buy it, you might as well install it. So guys, overall, the Viofo A329S delivers stunning clarity with a 4K front camera at 60 FPS and a 2K rear, both powered by Sony Starvis 2 sensors, which captures crisp detail even at night or on the highway, which you can see here in my videos. It's got built-in Wi-Fi 6, which makes this thing wireless, which makes wireless transferring lightning fast. But another really cool feature that I wish I knew before making this video is that 1-foot USB cable they include, you can actually use that to connect directly to your phone for ultra quick downloads. Just plug it into the USB-C port on the side of the camera, and this allows you to make ultra quick downloads straight to your phone, and it's much better than having to remove that freaking SD card all the time. That's what I did to get this video, and it's a pain in the butt to remove in and out. Otherwise, the A329S also supports SSDs up to 4 terabytes. They give you 64 gigabytes, but you can put in a 4 terabyte SD card if you want. And it also features a low power parking mode with impact detection that responds in under 2 seconds. And it includes GPS tracking, voice control, and a sleek, discreet design, like I've said, that blends into any windshield setup. And check out this dash cam footage that you're watching right now. I pulled this directly from the camera. It's in 4K quality, and it looks amazing. So guys, that is going to be how you install a front and rear dash cam in an SUV or a sedan, really doesn't matter, and make it look clean. Hide the wires like it's not even there. And huge shout out to Viofo for making that possible. They sent me their flagship model, the A329S, 4K UHD and QHD camera. This is a 3-in-1 camera. You have the front, the rear, as well as the cabin with a fisheye lens. This is the flagship model. Definitely make sure to check them out down in the description below. It is my all-time favorite camera. I cannot recommend it enough. I have them in every single one of my cars and will continue to get their best cameras on the market because that's how much I trust them. And when you need it, you know, they're there for you. But that's going to be it for today's video. Definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe. If you have any questions about the camera or the install process, feel free to let me know. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.